They are literal now, but they're not going to remain literal. And if you have ignored them now, you be prepared to face them later. Because if we don't care for them, if we don't show compassion and love and care and bring them into family, they are going to be cared by something else. They will survive. I hate that word. We were not meant to survive. We were meant to grow.
In Uganda here, all schools have been encouraged to display information concerning AIDS because it is such important information that even the president himself was the first one to initiate this program, that all schools must have that program of the PSA, which is Presidential Initiative on AIDS Communication to the Youth.
So we talk to them, we sensitize them, we tell them the dangers of acquiring HIV. And for those who are already HIV positive, we also help them, we guide them, we counsel them. We tell them that living positively is not a crime. Some of them, it is not their making, they were born with HIV.
It has been effective because at first these children were withdrawn. They were feeling that they were not part of the society, but right now they can mix freely. Sometimes we talk about these issues during the assembly, and therefore they have come to realize that they are also like any other person, and they can do very well. And some of them have gone beyond this place, and they have graduated very well.
Yes, Mzee. When I first came to this community, people were very sick with HIV/AIDS, and everybody was blaming the other. It was attributed to witchcraft. There was a lot of ignorance and life, and people were running from town. So that is where the idea came. We started fellowships at home to teach people to understand the love, care of God, and so on. Those two houses, there are two widows here that are under. They are my satellite family. Nakalema Aisha. Florence was married to Aisha's brother, but he died. And so that house where she lives here, and they live with the children. She had lost most of her property. She was sick. She was having struggles. Someone was going to kill Denise, and she begged for Denise's life when she was 2 weeks. Then I got here with very many other children. They are very hardworking, and children were not going to school, but now they are going to school.
the biggest challenge. I don't think we have treated it with the seriousness that it deserves. We have thought that the government is giving UPE, but UPE is not the only solution. Children sent to school is not the answer. Children need people to raise them up.
Scenarios such as the children are hopeless, they are lost. I mean, I live in the city, Kampala, so we know there are very many kids, especially within the informal settlements, the slums, the poorest of the poor in the city, where you have just kids loitering. You know, they pick what they can pick, they scavenge, it's terrible. And
it is not a small matter because almost every family in Uganda has lost a relative. So the numbers are big, and that's the sad part of it.
When I was growing up, they used to call me an orphan, and that intimidated me, it stigmatized me. Every time they were calling children, I knew they were going to call the little orphan also to come in.
I want to tell you what an orphan means in practical terms. And very often an orphan is called upon to look to be a hardest boy or a hardest woman. That's what I used to do with my uncle who had herds of cattle. I was often sent from school. So it is good that we understand.
If you leave children to be criminals on the street, the crime they will make will affect your children even if you protect them with good halls. So it is not just an individual's responsibility, but it is a responsibility of the whole community that thinks right. There is no child who is wasted unless there are people in that community have not paid attention to do their part.